Hey everyone, it's Joy here. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you very much for stopping by and watching. Today this is a longer video because I have created 8 little gift tags using the new Spellbinders release from Nichol Spohr, the Merry Mugs and Circle Delights collection. I'm using the Circle Delights, which has the Festive Ornaments and the Whimsical Winter Critters. So we've got some fun things to make. I'm going to show how I made one of these or 3 of these ornaments look like the spiced gumdrops, and it was super easy and fun. So this is the Festive Ornaments die right here. We're going to start with that first, and then we will go to the Whimsical Winter Critters. Like I said, this is a long video, but definitely stick around because it's worth it, and these are so super cute. So you have little Christmas light dies, you have your circles that are going to create kind of your base for this. You have like your little swirly. To me, it reminds me of frosting, but it could be for anything. It reminds me of frosting because I made food shaped ornaments or food looking ornaments because I always think about food. So there's going to be 3 spiced gumdrop looking ornaments, and so we're going to start with a piece of colored cardstock, and I have 3 colors of cardstock. We are also using scrapbook.com's clear double-sided adhesive. It needs to be clear because you want to see the color of the cardstock behind it. So you could use color cardstock or you could ink blend, but I would let your paper dry really good before you stick this adhesive down. Then I'm going to take the circle die from the Festive Ornaments, and I'm going to die cut the circles out of this. Now, when I laid down the adhesive, I really made sure both pieces butt up to each other because I have the 2-inch adhesive. I believe they also have a 4-inch adhesive. I did not link that below, but I do have the 2-inch. So the circle's bigger, so that's why I had to do 2 pieces. So we have a pink, a green, and a turquoise cardstock. Most of this cardstock is from Cardstock Warehouse. I do have everything listed and linked below. I can't remember all the names. So I'm going to remove that release paper, and we are going to add some glitter to this. I have quite a few jars of Tim Holtz rock candy glitter, but when he just came out with him and Ranger Ink came out with the vintage packaging, I had to buy that too. So I have a lot of this glitter. So now that all the release paper is off, I'm going to sprinkle the glitter on. And something I like to do when I'm using loose glitter like this is rub it into the adhesive to make sure it's really going to stay. Then you just tap off the excess, and this is going to look like those yummy spiced candies with the colored cardstock behind it. But like I said, the key to it is that clear double-sided tape. These little circles are going to be the gingerbread. So I am using gathered twigs and a really small blender brush just to add a little bit of dark edge to give it the look of like a cooked gingerbread. So I'm going to do all 3 of these. These tags were really super fun to put together. This is a really cute collection. I think Nichol Spohr always has really cute collections when she works with Spellbinders. Okay, so now let's put these together. I have die cut from white diamond glitter cardstock, some of what looks like, again, frosting to me, but it could be snow, I guess. And then the little swirls, and I'm just laying out how I want my ornaments to look. Then you have the ornament toppers up above that we will put together in just a minute. So I'm using my reverse tweezers and my Barely Art liquid glue. I'm going to adhere this down. Some of these might need to have a little bit of stuff trimmed off, which I will do once everything is nicely adhered. But I like the glitter of this cardstock because it's just so shiny and it makes everything look sparkly, and it just adds that little extra touch. Let's adhere the top part to this last gingerbread ornament. Then we have our little gumdrop ornaments. I was just trying to decide if I wanted to add any more of the little icing swirls, but I think I'll add one right to the center of that blue one. So let's adhere this. And I like liquid glue especially with glitter. But I will say with that rock candy glitter, it needed to be held down until the glue dried. So I'm using my reverse tweezers. I pulled out, I think I have like 3 or 4 pairs of reverse tweezers. 3, and I pulled those out to like help hold all of it together. But once it attached itself to that glitter, then it stayed adhered nicely. So I'm putting that in place. I have 2 on that one, and then once that dries, then we can start adhering some of the other little elements. Of course, I'm playing around and deciding what I want to do, if I want to add more or not. But they are super cute. But I do want to add this to the blue ornament. Now for the ornament toppers, there are 2 pieces. I did the whole background part of the ornament topper in silver mirror cardstock, and then I did the bottom part in a Merry Sparkle silver, and that's from Cardstock Warehouse, and it really just added a little something extra, having that extra sparkle. I loved it. So let's put those 2 pieces together while the rest of that ornament is drying. Super easy, super quick. Just little dots of glue on that base part of the ornament topper, and then adding that glitter one, that Merry Sparkle silver. It's so, so pretty. Add a couple more. And I did, of course, all the die cutting ahead of time, and it was a lot of die cutting, you guys. But this is something you could do, you know, if you're just watching TV or something, you could just do all of your die cutting. If you wanted to make a bunch of these for Christmas, do all of your die cutting ahead of time, and then, you know, put them together over the next couple days, and really it would be super, super easy. Trimming off the excess, gluing on those toppers. Now the toppers are adhering to the glitter cardstock that I put on top easier than the glitter cardstock that we created. I love both of these. I think they're so, so cute, but the critters are really cute. So in the Whimsical Winter Critters, you can make a fox, a raccoon, a bunny, a bear, and a penguin. I think there's 5. I opted for the polar bear and the penguin because that felt more wintry to me. So that's what we're going to start working on here. So you have that hollyberry die is from that first die set that we worked with, the Festive Ornaments. Then you have the dies here that work with your scarf and your hat. This is all part of the Whimsical Winter Critters. So the cute little polar bear is going to have a classic red and white look. So he's got the white brim, and of course it's the glitter cardstock. It's going to have a red and white striped oh my gosh, I can't think, scarf. I did, however, need to cut a second piece, this little piece right here that I'm working on, for the penguin and the bear, and I'll show you that later. And then here's the cute little green and red element that we're going to add to his hat, and the red berries are a red glitter cardstock. Again, I have everything listed and linked for you guys below in the description. Here's the penguin's little earmuffs. I wanted him to be in blues, so it felt a little more frosty for him. And here's his little scarf. It's going to be a blue and white striped scarf. And it's going to line up like that. Now let's put the polar bear's face together. So he's got ears. There's 2 pieces to the ears. He's got his little muzzle. He'll have his nose, his eyes, his mouth, but I decided I need to add his scarf first so I know where to put his mouth so I don't put it too low. So I'm going to add the scarf that looks like it's wrapped around his neck, and then I can put this one piece here. And then you have his little muzzle that I die cut from a gray cardstock. His ears are white and pink. So there's the ear dies. There is the mouth dies. I have that little top piece that I ended up not using. But let's put his little ears together. Let's add the pink inside, and then we can just line these up on the side of his head. And what helped me when I was lining these up is the circle part of his head kind of bumped up against the pink part of the die. And so I knew kind of where to stop, if that makes sense. Look, he's coming together. He looks so cute. But obviously you could not make him a polar bear. You could make him any kind of bear, which would be super, super darling. Putting on his little muzzle, and he does have a mouth, so I die cut this from gray and black cardstock. I'm not going to use that piece. That way I could have the black cardstock for his mouth. You have black cardstock for his eyes, and we're going to add some details to that with a white gel pen, of course, because I'll be adding a white gel pen to everything. There's his cute little nose, which is die cut from that die, and there's his eyes from that die. But look at his little face coming together. I just love how darling he is. And then here is his mouth. And he is going to wear that cute little hat. So let's put that in place. And then I wanted to add a little extra, which is why I did the holly berry die, because I think that would be cute and bring in a little bit of green to his look. But look at how cute he is. So I'm going to pop that in place, and I want to give him some rosy cheeks. So I'm using a tiny, tiny blender brush from Honeybee Stamps and some Spun Sugar Distress Oxide ink to add just a little bit of rosiness, which kind of just brought his little face to life, which I think is really, really cute. But look at how darling he is. We're going to add a little something extra special to the penguin, and I love how it turned out. So we'll get him together, but look at how cute he is. I was making sure his cheeks looked even. And he is darling. Okay, let's put this penguin together. He has this black piece that goes on the top of his head. And here is that die cut for that. So we are going to adhere that down first. And then I believe I'm going to do his scarf next again, so we know where to put everything. Oh no, I'm going to put his nose first. His little beak, his little beak, which is really, really cute. I love these guys. I just think this penguin is so cute. So I'm so wrong. I'm doing his eyeballs first. I'm just totally lying here on this video. I'm so sorry. Getting that pushed over, making sure he's straight and not wonky. Oh, look at how cute he's going to be. Okay, now I'm finally doing the scarf. So put that at the bottom and then line up the little dangly part of the scarf. So I love Christmas lights probably almost as much as I love snowflakes. And so I thought it would be really cute to wrap these Christmas lights around his earmuffs. So these little black die pieces that I'm holding in my hand, this is from the Festive Ornaments. This is the string for the Christmas lights. I am literally going to wrap it around his earmuffs to look like it's just kind of tangled on top of his head, and he has little Christmas lights, and I'm leaving it kind of loose. I don't want it perfectly tight and wrapped around. I am adding some glue in some places, and I need to hold it in place with my reverse tweezers. So there's 3 of those pieces that you can die cut, those string pieces. I used 2. On the back where the other one ends, I'm going to meet the second one with that. Finish wrapping it around, and then I can trim the excess off. I love this little detail. I think it's cute. And then it adds a little pop of color to him since he has a lot of blue going on. So in the same way that we added the green to the polar bear. So I'm going to trim that excess off. Okay, let's put our cute little lights together. So you have the base piece that I die cut from black cardstock. Then I have red, green, blue, and yellow lights. I'm going to put 5 lights on him. I like the odd numbers. I'm going to do 2 red lights and then a green, yellow, and blue. If you were going to mass produce this is probably a detail I would not do unless you don't mind taking a long time. I think these would be quicker if you didn't add like this little extra step, but I also think it's really super cute. So let's adhere the earmuffs down onto the penguin's head, and then we can get the lights in place. I also want to put the hanger. So if you noticed with the bear that the hat already had the hanger at the top, but this one we have to add one. So I'm going to put this in the center, and then I can add the lights around it so that way it's not in the way of adding the lights. Look at how darling. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start with a red and end with a red, and I kind of want these laid out facing different directions so they look a little wonky, but it also looks more natural in the way that, you know, lights would be. Let's add the yellow kind of around the yellow and the green by the topper there, because again, I want to fit 5. And then we will do the blue one between the yellow and the red. And I want these close to the string that we added, if at all possible, so it looks like it's adhered to the string. Okay, here's the other pieces that I put together. I'm going to add it behind the little ornament here, or tag. I guess it could be an ornament if you hung it on your tree, if someone wanted to hang it on their tree, but it's a little tag. Adding some rosy cheeks to the penguin as well with the spun sugar, which I really think just gives them a little more life. Look at how darling these guys are. Okay, white gel pen time, of course. Let's add some highlights to most of the elements. I'm going to add dots to the eyes. That's going to give them a little bit more character, a little highlight spot on the nose, some little highlight spots on the hat, the berries. I think I do come back and add more to the scarves, but you can see how much more detailed these guys look. I do think a white gel pen is something you absolutely should have in your stash. It really, really adds a lot. I decided to add some dots to these to make it look a little more like gingerbread. And if you decorated a gingerbread man, they always have little dots with, you know, use royal icing. And you make these beautiful swirls, and the frosting is so good, and you have these little dots. It just is a little something extra. Obviously, I didn't add anything to the ones with the glitter because they don't need it. So now we need to have the background. So I have already die cut all the circles using that circle die from the Festive Ornaments, and we're going to add our little sentiment. So I'm just using the Mini Misty. I'm adding a little bit of adhesive and removed some of the stickiness with my finger, and I am just going to mass produce this. I am using Honeybee Stamps Tag Your It Holidays. Now this does have a coordinating die. Obviously I'm not worried about this. So this says to and from and then Merry Christmas. There's a bunch of different sentiments in this stamp set, but I am keeping it easy by doing one sentiment so I can just change out each circle. And I am stamping it with lobster ink from Lawn Fawn. I really love that red color. I feel like it's just a good classic color. But putting that down in place, inking and going. This is so, so fast, especially if you keep the sentiment the same. So I just have a few more of these. And I did this last... I wanted to make sure, well, I did this last, but I also did it separate from having it adhered already to the ornaments, because when I turn this over, I know where the top of my ornament is because I have my hanger already adhered, and so I can make sure that my sentiment is nice and straight and lined up with the front of my ornament, because I have done that before. I got ahead of myself, and so this way I made sure that was not an actual issue. Then, of course, we need to add some extra bling. I love snowflakes, you guys. So I am using Trinity Stamps Vanilla Sugar Snowflakes, and I've added a few to everything, or at least one to everything. Just a little scattering. I think it adds a little something extra. And I even added it to the little critters. I put it on their sweater, and I just think it's so, so darling. And there's a couple different sizes of these snowflakes. They're clay, I think they're clay snowflakes, and they're super cute. So here they are on the critters. Now, I did use some baker's twine. This here is the peppermint hemp cord from Lawn Fawn. And then for the other ones, I think it may have been Michael's or Hobby Lobby that I bought it, but it was like this multicolored kind of twine, and it's so, so pretty, and it matched with the ornament. So let's take a look at these up close. Look at how darling he is. I love him so much. He's so, so cute. And then the little penguin is just darling with his Christmas lights. I think that's so fun. And then of course we have our gingerbread ornaments here. Look at how cute, and I love those little snowflakes. I love it. So, so fun. And then I'm calling these like the spiced gumdrop snowflakes. And I love all the glitter. And it looks like frosty sugar on the bottom there. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you enjoyed this project, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.